All right, hi students, this is Miss Witt. For today's video, I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to set my timer so I don't go past 5 minutes. And here we go. We're dividing fractions. We're dividing with regular fractions and then also mixed numbers. Okay, one thing you need to remember when we're dividing with fractions, for example, if I have the problem 3/5 divided by, let's do 2/4. Okay, you cannot divide fractions. It's a no-no. You have to change it. And then you have to do the reciprocal of the second fraction. So when I say change, you got to change it to its inverse operation. So we kind of refer to this little saying, we would call it KCF. As soon as we saw that fraction symbol and we saw these, or sorry, the division symbol, and we saw these fractions, we knew we were doing KCF. And we talked about this, that meant Kentucky Chicken Fries. Some people remembered it as, KFC, but they kind of flipped the C and the F. But it's KCF, keep, change, flip. You might need to know that for your quiz today. Also, so we're going to go ahead and work it out. I'm going to rewrite it with 3/5. So I keep my first fraction, keep this one. I change it to the inverse, so if I'm dividing, now I'm going to be multiplying, and then we do the reciprocal. That kind of stands for the flip. That's a fancy word, reciprocal. I don't know if I spelled that right. Reciprocal, we're going to flip it, the fraction, so it's going to be 4/2 now. Now at this point, I can check and see real quick, can I simplify anything? And you can only simplify a top number with a bottom number. So I can do 3 and 5 or 3 and 2, but I cannot do 3 and 4. It has to be a top number with any bottom number. But looking at my numbers, I do not see a common factor between the two. Actually, I do. Oh, I take that back. I see one right here. I can simplify the 2 and the 4. They both have a common factor of 2, so I can divide them both by 2, and now I have 1. And then 4 divided by 2 is 2. So now when I actually multiply them, I will have it in lowest terms or simplified. So 3 times 2 is 6, and 5 times 1 is 5. So that's an improper fraction. You may not see that as an answer. If you don't, it's just they changed it to a mixed number, but dividing the bottom into the top. So 5 goes into 6 one whole time, and you would have 1 left over, and you always keep your bottom number. So both of these answers are correct. The second time a problem you might encounter today is when you divide maybe a whole number by a fraction, okay? And you still follow the same thing, the same rules. I see division, I cannot divide, so I'm going to have to do keep, change, flip. I keep my original fraction, but if I have a whole number, you can make it a fraction by just doing 4/1. And I'm going to change my operation to multiplying, and I'm going to do the reciprocal or the flip of the second fraction. So now it's going to be 4/3. Can I simplify any top number with a bottom number? Nope, because again, I cannot do 4 and 4 because they're both top numbers. So now I can just multiply across. 4 times 4 is 16. 1 times 3 is 3. Remember, you're just multiplying across. And then I can keep it like that, or I can change it back to a mixed number by dividing. 3 goes into 16, 5 whole times, and 3 times 5 is 15. So you're 1 away from 16, and you keep your bottom number. The third type of question you might encounter is one that might look like a mixed number. It might be 2 and 1/3 divided by, let's do 4/5. Okay, again, if I see division, I'm still doing my keep, change, flip. But you have to change the mixed number to a improper fraction. You can't keep it how it is. So we taught this in class where we would do the check mark. And we go like this, we'd say 2, we make a check mark, and we say 2 times 3 is 6, and then you add the top number. 6 plus 1 is 7. So I have 7/3. I do change my operation, and I do the reciprocal, and I flip my second fraction. Can I simplify anything here? Nope, there is no top number and bottom number that can be simplified. So 7 times 5 is 35. 3 times 4 is 12. You can keep it improper, or change it back to a mixed number. Well, 12 goes into 35 only 2 times. 3 times would be 36, which is too big. And so it would go in 24, and I think you would have 11 12s left over. So there's either one of those are correct. So I hope this little quick video helps bring it back to you. Remember, keep, change, flip. Kentucky chicken fries. And I hope you have a good afternoon. See you later.